What's happening? goukigod here. And man, it's a busy time of year for gaming. So many announcements and so many betas. Anyway, I wanted to make a quick video to share my thoughts on the announcement of Infinite Warfare, but more importantly, I wanted to talk about Modern Warfare Remastered and why I think it will definitely be sold separately. The gameplay that you're watching in the background is some good old-fashioned boots on the ground, real guns on Earth, which I think is very appropriate given the topic. So before we get into Modern Warfare Remastered, let's quickly discuss Infinite Warfare. So yeah, it's official. Call of Duty is headed to space, and by the looks of it, I'm not the only one who's unhappy about it. I'm not going to harp on too much about why I think this is a bad idea. Basically, I think it boils down to this. As a long-time Call of Duty fan, I find myself less and less interested the further it moves away from its roots. I made a video a while back about why I think reality is an important component of Call of Duty's success, and I think this outlines the problem really well. And that's really my only issue with the more recent games. Like, I enjoy Black Ops 3, I think it's a well-made game, and from a gameplay standpoint, it's very solid. But having said that, I have not played it in months. Now, in regards to Infinite Warfare, there has been a little bit of conflicting information, or possibly even some deceptive wordplay if you ask me. The narrative director, Taylor Kurosaki, I'm pretty sure I butchered that name, said this when talking about the game. "We truly believe we're going to give our hardcore Call of Duty fans a boots-on-the-ground gritty experience." However, the CEO of Activision said this shortly after. "We know that there are people in our community who are nostalgic for the boots-on-ground style gameplay. That's why we made Modern Warfare Remastered." Now, to me, this means that boots on the ground will be delivered through Call of Duty 4 and not Infinite Warfare. I've stuck a link in the description to the interview with Kurosaki so you can read it for yourself and make up your own mind about exactly what's being said here. The one thing that I will say in defense of Infinite Warfare is that we haven't actually seen the multiplayer yet, which means that we haven't really seen the game at all. Yeah, the space setting sounds lame and completely overdone just like World War II was 10 years ago, but you never know. Maybe, just maybe, the multiplayer will have some kind of awesome new feature. Now let's talk about Modern Warfare Remastered, which, let's be honest, sounds incredible. Based on the short trailer and the few screenshots that we've seen, it looks like it's going to be a huge upgrade on the original. The catch is that you won't be able to buy it without Infinite Warfare, and in my opinion this is a clear indication that Activision are fully aware that the new game wouldn't be received well. Offering Modern Warfare Remastered is how they plan to entice some of the original fanbase back who might otherwise not be interested on space warfare to buy the new game. Aside from being shit for the consumer, I don't actually think this is going to work. As we've already seen, the reaction has been overwhelmingly negative, particularly from the fans that they're trying to target. Ultimately, not selling it as a standalone will only hurt the game long term because it will limit the amount of people who buy it, and that means less players online. Which brings me to the point of this video. Yes, I am totally aware that it's taken me almost half the video to get here. My best guess is that Modern Warfare Remastered will probably be available to buy separately at some point. Now, I get the thinking behind it. They want people to buy Infinite Warfare, and at this stage it looks like the game may perform worse than Ghost in terms of sales. Using Modern Warfare as a way to entice players to try the new game makes sense, but there are plenty of ways that they could sell the remastered game separately and still achieve this, which is why I think they'd be silly not to, and why I think it will definitely happen at some point. So what are these alternatives? Well, firstly, Activision seems concerned about losing revenue, otherwise Modern Warfare Remastered would have been included for free, right? I think a lot less people would be upset if it was included as part of Infinite Warfare. You'd still have to buy Infinite Warfare, but at least you're not having to shell out more than a full price game. I think if they sold it separately for cheap though, like possibly $20 or less, it would sell like hotcakes, which for obvious reasons is good for the game's online player base, but the lower price point might also convince people who are sitting on the fence about Call of Duty to give it a try. They could also, dare I say it, give it away as a pre-order bonus. I think pre-order bonuses are terrible for the consumer, but from a marketing perspective, I'm sure it would convince lots of people to pre-order the game. I personally think the best option would be to sell it separately and as part of a bundle, but offer a discount to those who want to buy both. Something like half price if you get the bundle. The bottom line is, there is a lot they can gain from selling it separately. Another example would be it could be useful in testing the waters to see how popular a return to the present day setting might be. When you sell them together, it's very hard to know which game people bought the bundle for. Also, the Call of Duty community have been very vocal asking for a remaster, so this is a real opportunity for Call of Duty fans to put their money where their mouth is. Activision could then use this data to gauge interest in more remastered titles, or possibly even that rumoured remastered trilogy. It could also potentially revive interest from old Call of Duty fans who've stopped playing. In fact, I think Activision are banking on this, but insisting that you pay for Infinite Warfare as well is borderline price gouging. Now they very well could be gauging interest in a remastered collection. There was a poll for a Modern Warfare 2 remake a while back that had hundreds of thousands of signatures on it, so perhaps if Call of Duty 4 is a success, we might see the full trilogy being remastered. My theory is that this remastered version was not originally part of the Infinite Warfare release, and there are some possible indicators that this might be a rush job. Now I don't doubt that Raven Software, which is the company behind the remastered, has the skill to do it, but the fact that there's only 10 maps might be a sign that they don't have time to finish it before launch. I find it hard to believe that during the initial discussions before the project got started that everybody gathered around and agreed that only shipping 10 maps would be a good idea. I suspect they may have been working on this as a separate project, and at some point Activision decided to use it to mitigate the potential negative reception to Infinite Warfare. If you look at the screenshots of the maps compared to the originals, you can see just how much more detail has been added. It's not just a simple upgrade to textures, these are proper reworkings, and my guess is that they take some time to do. If Modern Warfare Remastered was always supposed to ship with Infinite Warfare, then why would you embark on such an ambitious overhaul if there wasn't enough time? Seems strange, right? The other sign is that most other HD remakes include everything that the original had as well as the DLC content. This would be one of a handful of games that I can think of that ships with less. But conspiracy theories aside, I am very excited about Modern Warfare Remastered. Call of Duty 4 is one of my favourite games in the franchise, and it was one of the first, which is probably why. I already have some ideas about some special COD vs COD Call of Duty 4 episodes. I just really hope that I don't have to buy Infinite Warfare as well if I don't want to. Anyway, let me know what you think. Are you super psyched for Call of Duty 4 but not so psyched about Infinite Warfare? But yeah, let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. But other than that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I want to thank you for watching, and I'm out.